think we were having too much fun talking prior to the presentation.
Yeah, I know we were actually. Sorry. Now it will record. Every single stateroom, hallway, lobby, lounge, dining area has its own separate air system. So you're breathing clean air. And if you are interested in what the protocols are as we do start sailing, it's amawaterways.com/protocols. We post them once we know. And right now we do not know what the countries in Europe are going to tell us. But again, EHOI has chartered a ship of ours from May 12th to September 12th. So we will have to meet those protocols. We do offer a travel waiver plus policy, which is additional to any travel policy that you may purchase with Allied Travel. It's $80 if you purchase it with our travel guard insurance, okay? Additional, and it's $175 per person if you purchase it through a third party or if your credit card has travel insurance, all right? It's valid until April 30th, 2021 on all 2021 and 22 sailings and of Europe as well as Vietnam, right? The other thing is if for any 23 sailing, you would have to purchase our travel card insurance through Allied, okay? Why do you want to travel with us? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Number one, it's our tours. Every time we stop, there is a tour and it's included. We give you choices. So say for an example, you're doing the Danube and we stop at Linz, right? Well, in Linz, you'll have a choice between a half-day Linz, a half-day Salzburg, a full-day Salzburg, a half-day Kresge, or a bike tour, okay? And in most cases, we do offer you either a culinary tour, a cooking class, a bike excursion, because every single one of our ships, except for our ships on the Douro and our ship in Vietnam, has bicycles, 26 of them. You can take them out yourself, or you can go with one of our bike excursions, okay? We also do small groups, and we do gentle walkers. They may walk just a little bit slower. I have my regular walkers and what I also call my power walkers. You know, they just want to get through the tour and then go shop or go do something else, okay? We also offer late risers. You're on holiday. You don't want to get up and go on the tour that's going to say leave at 9:30. Sleep in a little bit. We have one that's going to leave at 10:30 for you, okay? And we also have now independent tours. We started that 2 years ago, where you can go up to the front desk and say, you know, I really do not want to go with a tour guide today. We give you a map. We give you some suggestions as to what you might want to see in this village, city, or town that we're in, okay? But we also give you the time that you need to be back at the ship. Because if you're not back at the ship and we leave, you're going to be Ubering it to the next port.
Mary Margaret, if you would please, can you just restate, I think you spoke very quickly when you talked about the Vox.
The quiet Vox system? Sure, absolutely.
Could you just talk about social distancing one more time and then reiterate what you mentioned there, please?
Of course. Our quiet Vox systems, each person gets a quiet Vox. And what it is, it's an earpiece that you put in your ear. You get connected to your tour guide. And you could be, I mean, I'm one for wandering and taking pictures. So you could be quite a distance away from your tour guide and still hear what your tour guide is saying. So as I always say, you can have your social distancing and you don't have to get up close and personal to hear what your tour guide is saying. So again.
Yeah, I have to just take an opportunity. You know, on these tours, my wife Jody is always a couple blocks down the street taking photographs, always. And I never know where she is, but she can always hear. So I just want you to know that at least a couple blocks away, you can still hear the guide and not have to worry about that whatsoever.
Absolutely. So, all right. And we also have wellness coordinators on our ships. They're licensed in Europe. You know, so we do yoga, Tai Chi, aerobics on beautiful days on the sun deck. If it's not so beautiful or a little brisk, we may move all the furniture in the lounge area and do it there in the morning. Every single one of our ships has a fitness center. We do fitness classes there that you can sign up for, or you could just continue your routine on your own if you so desire. Okay. This is my favorite subject, our food. It is fresh, it's locally sourced. Everything is made on board except for our ice creams. And we get our ice cream from a Belgian dairy factory. So that is the only thing that's not made on our ships. And it is fresh. That is something that comes down from headquarters. It has to be fresh, it has to be locally sourced, and it has to be made on board, right? Breakfast and lunch prior to COVID was we were buffeted, but we also had menus on our table. Well, the buffets are gone. So what we've done is when you come down to breakfast, right? You'll sit and your waiter will give you, obviously you will have a menu on the table. You will have a fruit bowl. You'll have rolls, croissants, whatever, and breads and jellies individually. You'll have your juices, whatever you would like, and then you could order from the menu. Or what we have on our ships now are kind of like action stations, so that they might be a waffle station, a waffle pancake type station. There might be a eggs made to order station. Okay, so you could do that versus a menu. We have not stopped, though, our sparkling wine. So again, you're on holiday, you want to have a mimosa for breakfast, be our guest, or just a glass of sparkling wine, okay? For lunch, again, the action station might be a pasta station, a sushi station, whatever, a spaghetti station, that type of a thing, as well as a menu on the table for you. Up in our lobby area, our sun deck, our lounge area, we are going to be doing burgers and brats, but we are also putting a grill on every single one of our ships. So we could also do on beautiful days, al fresco dining on the sun deck, right? Dinner has always been menu driven. There's usually 3 items on the menu. Plus, you would always have the opportunity to order a filet, salmon, or chicken breast with Caesar salad and our wonderful French fries or potato wedges. Whatever meal you're at, you should order them anyway. They're delicious, right? And with lunch and with dinner, we do have our unlimited free-flowing beer, wine, and soda. The wines are regional. They are changed on a nightly basis. I should say daily basis. You have a choice between a red or a white, or you could have both. It doesn't matter. I always tell my husband at dinner, I only have 1 glass of wine. They just keep filling it, And don't be afraid to take that glass of wine or that beer outside to our lounge area, back to your stateroom, or up to the sun deck. We do not confiscate it and tell you can't do that, right? We also, if you have a special needs, just tell the associates at Allied Travel, because if we can meet any special needs diet except for kosher, because our kitchen is not kosher, okay? We also have a sip and sail. What that is an hour before dinner, we have an open bar. My bartenders will have a specialty drink of the evening, but you can order whatever you would like, all right? We also have our captain's welcome dinner. We have a captain's farewell dinner, and we also have a Shen dinner. Rudy was inducted into Shen back in 2010, and that is a food association that was actually founded back in the 12th century. It was extremely popular in Europe back then, lay dormant for about 500 years, brought back to its popularity in the 50s. And I have to say, it's not only popular in Europe, but it's also very popular in the States as well. And you will experience that one evening on any journey that you are on with us. And we are known for our chef's table. Alternative dining for you. It's 5 courses, wine paired. There is no upcharge at all. On my smaller ships in France, which are the 144 passengers, 360 foot long ships, there's 22 to 24 passengers on those. And then I have my twin balconies are 24 to 28. And my Alma Magna, which does only the Danube, it's my largest ship, which I'll show you a picture of, holds 36, right? But the chef, as you could see, cooks right in front of you. All you have to do is go up to the front desk when you, after you unpack and kind of relax and say, I'd like to have dinner there Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, whatever, and make a reservation, okay? You'll love it. This, I love showing this slide because, you know, from the get-go, Rudy has always been concerned about what kind of carbon footprint are we leaving, all right? And when he designs our ships, he has designed them so energy efficient that we probably spend more money on our bandwidth to keep you connected to the outside world than we do on fuel. And every single one of our European ships has received the Green Award, okay? Very proud of that. So where do we go, all right? Yes, we do the Douro. We have two beautiful ships that have two beautiful itineraries on the Douro. And the Douro is becoming extremely popular. You know, everybody used to say, well, it's the Rhine and the Danube. Well, I want to tell you, it's now also the Douro. And those ships are smaller, so there are only 102 passengers. These are the ships that have al fresco dining versus a chef's table, okay? We have 5 beautiful itineraries in France, right? I have all 4 of my smaller ships, my French balcony ships in France, and they are 144 passengers, as I mentioned, and they are all a French balcony, and they are 170 square feet of cabin space. But we do all the other rivers of Europe except for the Po and the Elbe. And the only reason why we do not do those 2 rivers is because of the water levels. They're just too unpredictable, and it's not fair to you, our guest. Okay. We started Vietnam in 2009. So we have one ship, the Amadara. She's 124 passengers. She's all twin balcony ship, you know. And we added Thailand 2 years ago so that you could have either a pre or a post, all right? We do the Mekong, all right? 2013, we added Africa. And if you've got Africa on your bucket list, you absolutely do need to talk to Dean, because this program, we offer 5 different itineraries that you could choose from, but we do Cape Town, South Africa, right? Johannesburg. Then we fly you to Botswana, where you will board the beautiful Zambezi Queen. The Zambezi Queen is 14 suites, 28 passengers. We sail the Chobe for 4 nights. We go into Chobe National Park. We do a water safari. Then we take you to, excuse me, we take you to Victoria Falls for 2 nights. Then you've decided, well, I'm going to do South Africa Kruger National Park for my safari. I'm going to do East Africa, Tanzania for my safari. I'm going to do Rovis Rail and have kind of a semi-safari, all right? And then we also offer Rwanda, where you could do the gorillas as well as the golden monkeys. What an itinerary. So, and what beautiful country to see those animals. But in 2021, this September, we are starting Egypt. And with Egypt, we are offering a pre-Dubai or Jordan and a post-Israel. But I'm very, very excited about this one because I've had Egypt on my bucket list since 7th grade, so can't wait. So what do we do as far as we've got some new itineraries to offer you besides our standard, okay? So we're doing Rhine castles and Swiss Alps. The difference with this particular itinerary versus our Enchanted Rhine and our Captivating Rhine that does the Rhine River, you know, Basel to Amsterdam, this one highlights certain cities. So you're not stopping at all the various different cities, but you're stopping at some. And you have the opportunity to do a pre or a post in Amsterdam or a pre or a post in Lake Como, okay? So you will visit Lucerne as you embark on Basel. We take you to Lucerne. It's only about 35 minutes from Basel. And then you travel up the Rhine, you visit Strasbourg, and you have the choice of doing Heidelberger's Fire, Rudesheim, of course, and Cologne, and the Rhine Gorge in Amsterdam. It's an absolutely beautiful itinerary. And Best of Holland and Belgium. Now, this itinerary was actually my operations department back in 2018 developed this one. because, you know, in 2018, unfortunately, Europe had low waters. Well, this, you don't have to worry about the Dutch and the Belgian waterways of ever having low waters because it's all dammed. And with this itinerary, it's Amsterdam to Amsterdam. It starts in March, it ends in October, right? And it's a beautiful itinerary where you do visit the Kinderdijk, you visit Ghent, where you can go to Bruges, you go to Brussels, and of course Antwerp, the diamond capital of the world. But gorgeous itinerary. And then we do have 2 new itineraries in France. The Impressions does Paris to Le Havre. We have our regular Paris Normandy does Paris to Honfleur, right, with the beaches. Now this itinerary also, you have a choice of doing the beaches if you like, but this is more arts. So you have more Van Gogh, you have more Monet, you visit his birthplace, where he's buried, and also Monet's gardens, etc. But you have the opportunity to do Mount Saint Michel in Saint Malo, which is, again, I am so glad that we brought this back. All right, and then of course 1 night in Paris. The essence of Burgundy and Provence, you are doing the Saône and the Rhone rivers, lots of wine, right? And even more so than our Colors of Provence on the Rhone River, right? You are going to be able to go to cities such as Dijon, such as Mâcon, and of course Lyon and Avignon. It starts in Arles or it starts in Chalon, right? And you will have the choice of starting in doing Geneva or Barcelona as a pre or a post, either one, all right? And we're going to be doing some 2022 and 23. We're actually going to go into Nice and Monaco. Can't wait. So Egypt, if you have ever had Egypt on your bucket list, now is the time to do it. It's a small ship, 68 passengers. And in Egypt, you know, you cannot build a brand new ship. What you have to do is you have to take an existing ship and rebuild it. And that's exactly what we did. We made it into the image and likeness of Waterways, okay? We do 3 nights in Cairo to start with at the Four Seasons Cairo, first residence. Then we do 7 nights on the Amadelia, and then the last night in Cairo. We do give you the opportunity when you make your reservation with Dean to book Abba Simba. And I highly recommend that you do that, because if you wait till you get to Cairo or you wait till you get on the ship, the spaces may be gone. There's only, you know, 1 flight. You leave in the morning and you're back by lunch, all right? But yes, and it is $345, but it is amazing, absolutely amazing, okay? And as I mentioned earlier, you can choose if you want to do a you can do Dubai or you can do Jordan, where we do visit Petra, okay? And as a post, Israel. And it's absolutely a beautiful itinerary. And we start this in September, and we go from September through June, and then we start back up again in September. We do not do July and August because of the heat. One of the things with us, with Ama Waterways, is that you will have your own Egyptologist. You know, of the 68 passengers, we will break you up into smaller groups. You will have your own Egyptologist in your small group who will travel with you from Cairo back to Cairo. So he'll take you on the tour. You'll be able to ask questions, you know, at night when you're sitting around in the lounge having a cup of coffee or a drink. You know, you ask the questions. That Egyptologist is yours for your entire stay. Just kind of some beautiful pictures. Earth tones, of course, of the place. And Europe, all right? Our twin balcony ships. They're 443 feet long, 37 feet wide. Every single river cruise company out there, that is what we are building now. And because, you know, back when I talk about my smaller ships in France, well, that's what we were able to build prior to 2008, right? They had to be 360 feet long, 37 feet wide. That was it. Well, the people who controlled the rivers and the locks of Europe, they came to all of us river cruise companies and said, you can now build your ships 443 feet long and 37 feet wide. So that is what everyone is building. We are building, though, what we call our twin balconies. And I'll show you what those look like. They do have swimming pools with swim up bars, walking running tracks on the sun deck. And as I said earlier, we are adding grills for alfresco dining, right? And in the aft part right here is where the chef's table is located. Right? So our staterooms. The biggest difference between all of our ships is just the color. The color in the staterooms, the color in the lobby, etc. So we have suites, and our suites range from 300 square feet to 350 square feet. And in our 350 square foot suites, you can have, as you can see, that couch, it is also a hide-a-bed. All of our suites on all of my ships, no matter what ship you are on, they all have bathtubs, dual sinks, and walk-in showers. Okay.
You want to go outside?
My twin balconies, they're known to have their French balcony, so you can open that sliding glass door and have the fresh air coming in, or you could be on your veranda enjoying a cup of coffee, a glass of wine, etc. We have lots of places for you to plug in your USB ports. And you see that Apple TV? That is your TV, your music, your first run Hollywood movies on demand, complimentary, as well as a keyboard and a mouse in every single one of our staterooms. But it's the internet. It's complimentary 24/7, and all of our ships, every single one of them is Wi-Fi'd. So you could be sitting anywhere, right? They have mini fridges stocked with water. You can have as much as you'd like. It's all complimentary. And then every single stateroom also has my magic drawer, which is right here. And that magic drawer has a corkscrew, bottle opener, and 2 wine glasses. You're in Europe. You're on tour. Afterwards, you want to go shopping a little bit. Well, you find a bottle. You find some beer or wine that you can't buy in the States. Bring it on board. Enjoy. We don't confiscate it. Okay. Those twin balconies are 210 square feet or 235 square feet. And my 7 newest ships in the water, also my 235 square foot suites, staterooms can be a triple, right? With a single hide-a-bed. I have connecting cabins. Again, my 7 newest ships, they have 12 connecting cabins. My standard French balcony cabins are 170 square feet of cabin space, and they have the French door, but they have they have the same amenities. And then what I call my swan level, which is the fixed level, is 160 square feet. Okay.
And Mary Margaret, if you would, can you review your age requirements, age guidelines on board?
Sure. We allow, actually for us, the youngest that we would allow on board is 4 years of age. Any child under the age of 18 has to be in the same room as one adult. So if there's 2 children under the age of 18, there would have to be 2 rooms. You could actually, in my 7 newest ships, you could actually do a connecting cabin if you so desire to do so, if it's available, right? I know we partner, or Disney, I should say, Adventures by Disney does partner with us on certain, they've chartered ships with us. Their age bracket is 8. But I find a lot of multi-generational families on board, especially during the holiday season. And I have to tell you that some of these children that I have talked to on board are so well traveled and so well behaved. It's unbelievable. But we do not have, we don't have the climbing walls, and we don't have the game rooms, etc., for children. So just kind of an FYI. But we do allow them. Yes.
The reason I bring it up, Mary Margaret, as you know, that is a major point of differentiation.
Yes.
If you are, well, let's say that you want to have connecting cabins irrespective of age. Not all of the river cruise companies allow children or have connecting staterooms. So that's a big deal.
Yes, thank you. So what what we're kind of discovering over this past year and a week is that many people do not want to travel on the ocean. They may want to wait a year or so, but they still want to go on vacation like you guys, okay? Well, I think you should take a look at the Ama Magna. This was Rudy's dream, and it's a dream come true, actually, as you can see. It gives you the feel of an ocean liner on the rivers. And I always like to say is the oceans, if you've been on an ocean cruiser, they take you to beautiful countries, and they do. But my rivers, they will take you through them. So the Ama Magna, as you could see, a little bit of a difference between the the 37-foot wide. She is 72 feet wide. That is why she can only do the Danube because of the locks. All right. As you can see, she's got spin bikes on the sun deck. That happens to be the fitness center back here. She's got a full service spa with 2 treatment rooms, full beauty salon, as well as a nail salon. Okay. As you can see, we have the walking running track, beautiful swimming pool with also a jacuzzi and a pop-up bar. She is the only ship on the rivers of Europe that has an elevator that does go to the sun deck. It's retractable. Okay, so we won't lose it as we go under the bridges. And this is the itineraries that she does. All right, she does a 7-night Danube, from Vilshofen to Budapest. Right, she does the gems of Southeast Europe, which I love because it goes into the southern, it does the southern Danube. And these countries, as we all know, were behind the Iron Curtain years ago. When I was, a child, they were all behind the Iron Curtain. So, and she does a 14-nighter as well, Vilshofen all the way down to Romania. So my Ama Magna has 4 dining areas. My main restaurant does breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My al fresco does breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but dinner is a set menu. Okay. Jimmy's does lunch and dinner. And then after dinner, it becomes actually a wine bar, right, with some music. And then, of course, my chef's table, dinner only. My staterooms. My smallest stateroom on my Ama Magna is 250 square feet. Okay. The majority of my cabins are 355 square feet. And as you can see, they're full balconied, all of them, right? They have the flat screen TVs, they have the Apple TV, they're fully Wi-Fi'd. On the Ama Magna, every suite, every cabin has a iPad for your use while you're on board. And all the staterooms have dual sinks and walk-in showers. My suites, which are 474 square feet, my grand suites, also have bathtubs, as well as the owner suite, which is 710 square feet. Swimming pool with the pop-up, the sky bar. So it does, when you're on board, it just doesn't feel like you're on a river cruise ship. It feels more like a larger, more expansive ocean ship. And so if you're not quite sure about river cruising, but you want to do it, try for the Magna. You'll love it. We are offering some wonderful specials, and this will end on March 31st. So we are offering some free land packages. So for the Taste of Bordeaux, which is in France, we are offering the Basque Country, 4 nights, right? Impressions of the Seine in Paris, 3 nights St. Milo, 1 night in Paris. And then for our Paris and Normandy, we're doing 2 nights in Paris. In Barcelona for the Essence. And in Prague, we have select sailings for the Danube and Rhine rivers. So again, this will end March 31st. But a wonderful opportunity to have added value to any one of those itineraries. Now, longer stays, yes. The flight over, depends upon time zone that you're in. Could be anywhere from 8, 9, or 10 hours, depending. But many people want to do the longer stays, which are very popular. So what we are doing, we're offering a 10% savings to you if you wish to do a second cruise, right? So it's 10% off the second cruise, plus you will get your past passenger discount. And of course, if there's any promotion going on. Now, what we do have, our reservation staff, which Dean will find very, very exciting, okay? Because all he has to do, he talks to you and you say, well, you know, I would really like to do the beaches of Normandy. So I want to do the Paris to Normandy itinerary. But I'm there, so how can I possibly do the Danube? And I don't really want to do the upper Danube. I want to do the lower Danube. Well, all Dean has to do is call our res agents, and we have an app that my vice president of operations designed, that she puts that in, she puts the dates in, and she comes up with an itinerary for you and what ships and the dates and what works, right? And that app has over 17,000 different commutations. So don't be afraid to ask, all right? And you will get your 10% saving. And it doesn't have to be, you know, the next day you get on board. It can be if you wanted to, say, travel from, say, Paris and get to Budapest and take a little bit of a jaunt with, you know, Dean design an itinerary for you, you can do that. You'll still get that because it's what we consider a back-to-back. Of course, we're also looking at the multi-generationals, and what the past year and 1 week has done is kept us away from our families, extended families. You know, my mom, I haven't seen her in over a year because of this. You know, they want to be together. So again, traveling together as a family, especially during Christmas markets. Now, if you travel on Waterways during any of our sailings that touch Amsterdam, okay, you will have the opportunity in 2022 to visit the Floriade. The Floriade is every 10 years. It's a horticultural expo, and it not only has expeditions, you know, like almost like a Disney World type of thing, where Epcot Center type of thing, where it talks about the flowers, it talks about, you know, energy, etc. Plus, it also has, you know, food courts, etc., that you will get to experience every 10 years, and every time. If you have an itinerary that is in Amsterdam, we have the tickets. You will enjoy that. And we also can do a Jewish heritage journeys if you want to trace your steps, etc. So along the Rhine, the Main, and we also can do that in France. We also, if you're into wines, we have over 60 wonderful wine cruises, right? That we have, that are what I call my wino, but she's their wine expert. She's a certified wine expert, has put together. And our wine cruises are hosted, and they're hosted by owners of the vineyards or sommeliers for North America, Australia, New Zealand, all right? And you get educated on the wines, wine tastings. We have a wine paired dinner. And yes, we go into the vineyards and meet those owners of the rivers that you happen to be traveling, all right? So you do get a wonderful opportunity to learn about and taste the beauty of wine. For 23, we've got some new itineraries, all right? We're doing a classical music itinerary on the Danube. We're also doing the magical capitals on the Danube, all right? We're doing two land packages. One is Krakow, which is, I want to do this one very badly, and Salzburg. And then of course the gems, we're doing the southern part of the Danube. We're doing Christmas market, winter markets. Again, we've never done them. So this is a whole brand new experience. If you've done the Christmas markets, and this is an opportunity to do something that's very different. So with our classical music one, we start, and it's a Vienna or Budapest or reverse, okay? And what's interesting about this, and I'll just do a little short snippet, is that you will have concerts. You'll have concerts in the Budapest Opera House, which is absolutely gorgeous. You'll do in Baslava, for an example, you'll be having a walking tour, and then all of a sudden, musicians will start playing and singing in garb in the empirical guard. Then you will go walk a little bit further, and you'll have some more musicians entertaining you. Melk Abbey will have a private concert, you know. So again, different. And then the land package that you can do, whether it be a pre or a post, is Krakow. And again, we're not doing it the whole season, so it's just certain months. Again, March, April, May, June, November. Okay, that's in 23. The capitals, it's only a 5-night journey. So if you don't have the time, you can still do 5 nights. And it's Budapest, Vienna, or reverse. Okay, and okay, of course, you're going to be doing Budapest, Baslava, Vienna. And Baslava is, I don't know if you know this or not, but it's the coronation city. And the reason being is from 1535 to 1811, 11 kings and queens were coronated there. Yeah. And again, land packages that we're offering, and a short season, not the entire season, March, April, May, December. Okay, on this one. Our land package in Salzburg, I call this my Sound of Music land package, because yes, we are visiting, Mozart's, the birthplace, his residence. All right, we're doing actually the Sound of Music, the movie Sound of Music. We're visiting those various different places that was filmed, and if possible, we're also going to be doing the Red Bull hangar. And I know Red Bull is an energy drink. We don't think about it as being a sponsorship of all different types of sporting events or having events, but they do. And they have an actual hangar in the Salzburg airport that has their helicopter, has a race car, has all different types of memorabilia there. And of course, we'll get to see that. And Salzburg, of course, my estimation, is the best place to get apple strudel. My grandmother was Austrian, and my search in Austria was for the best place to have apple strudel. Well, it was Salzburg. And then, of course, we have Krakow, Poland. And we will visit Schindler's factory, right? We will, St. Mary's trumpets in the city, right? We will also visit Auschwitz, the concentration camp, which is amazing. So yes, it's a bus ride, and yes, it's long, but it's well worth it. We do stop at various different points on the way from either from Krakow to Budapest or Budapest to Krakow. It's about an 8-hour trip. Okay, just kind of an FYI. And then we have the Christmas markets, where if you really want to do Christmas markets for 14 days, we've got it for you in 23. Okay, so you can start just before, I guess, or at Thanksgiving. I didn't check when Thanksgiving was in 23, and you can go all the way to Christmas. All right. We are offering for our 23 sailings a 5% savings on any balcony or suites, and that's valid until June 30th. All right. So again, anything you book for 23. If you're a solo traveler, we do have a special going on right now. We've always had solo travelers, and there was 125% of the double. Right. So, but they were on the category D and E staterooms, which was my swan level fixed window, now until March 31st. And I believe that is going to be extended to April 30th. We're offering the 25% on whether it be a French balcony or a twin balcony. Okay. And if you really want a long cruise, we are doing 7 rivers through Europe, right? And we actually have 2 different itineraries, but that we just started. But our 7 rivers is 14 countries, 7 rivers, 46 nights. So if you've done a world cruise, this is perfect, all right? or if you think you don't want to do a world cruise because it's 6 months, this is absolutely perfect. And this is what you'll be doing. You'll be on the Seine, the Rhone, the Saône, the Rhine, the Mosel, and the Main and the Danube. Okay. Look at the countries that you're visiting. And you're on 4 different ships. We take care of everything for you. You don't have to do anything. And we are offering an optional land package if you want to extend pre or post. And look at the post, Transylvania or Istanbul. Wow. And you'll have 1 cruise manager. You'll have complimentary gratuities. Absolutely. As I said, we take care of all the transfers. You'll have other other tours. So say you've done the Danube before or you've done the Rhine before, these are all different. You're going to go to special places on this particular itinerary, all right? And complimentary laundry, of course, because you don't want to pack for 46 nights, right? And then we have a spring journey as well. So it's 45 nights versus 46. It still does 14 countries and 7 rivers, okay? Now this one is a little bit different because you will be doing the Rhone, the Rhine, the Mosel, the Main, the Danube, and the Dutch waterways, okay? So again, what you're on is you're starting on the Ama Cristina in Avignon and you're ending in Romania, but you're on the Ama Magna for 14 nights. So you're doing the Ama Cristina, the Amacerto, and the Magna. And because you listened to me this evening, you book any 21, 22, and 23, book and deposit any journey with Allied Travel, all right? By April 2nd, I will put an additional $100 per person discount on your invoice, okay? So you have until April 2nd. I'm opening it up for questions if anybody has any. Or Dean, want to take the floor?
Sure. While people are coming up with questions, I'll just reiterate, as I do at each of our webinars, that you can go to the Allied Travel website at any time. If you click on the events tab, it does have all of our travel talks listed there. And if you want to know the dates and times of those and the topics, also on the website is our virtual passport. And all of you know what our virtual passport is, but at the end of each of our webinars, we do provide a password. And then at the end of the travel talks, you submit that virtual passport to us, and we do a drawing for an Allied Travel gift certificate. So this evening, our password is, it's very creative. It's suitcase.
Can't
So
wait to pack one.
Password this evening is suitcase. Looks like Mary Margaret, we've gone about 50 minutes. I don't see any questions. I don't hear any questions. But we'll just wait a second to make sure there aren't any. Mary Margaret, I guess while we're waiting, I just thank you very much for taking your evening and spending it with us. We greatly appreciate it.
My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure.
And with that, I'll just thank everyone for participating. Yeah, Ben and Kathy asked when is Egypt? I think Mary Margaret, you can answer that question, but Egypt is starting as far as 2021 this fall, I believe, correct?
Yes, it starts in September of 2021. So it will go from September through June and then start up again in September of 22 through June of 23. Yes, and continue. Mm-hmm.
When is the best time of year to go to Egypt?
Oh, I would say probably you're looking at January, February, or March.
Okay. Security, I mean, we would be interested in an Israel situation after the Egypt cruise. how's the security? I mean, is it safe for both of these trips?
Yes. I mean, I think the security is even safer now than it has been in years.
Okay,
But again, my crystal ball, unfortunately,
yeah,
broke on March 13th of last year. So
sure.
I'm afraid to answer that question.
Well, I
Who knows?
understand, yeah.
Yeah, Kathy, I'm sure we can meet and talk about that. I'd love to have that conversation. Israel as a country is very, very safe.
Okay,
And of course, Egypt has been closed. Really, people have not been going to Egypt for several years,
Mhm.
and recently reopened. I think Egypt is as safe now as it has been in a number of years. But obviously, you still need to be vigilant and careful.
Sure.
But I think the key is if you're doing it on a river cruise, you are with a small group of people, and I think that's a safe situation within itself.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll come in and see you, Dean.
I'll look forward to that, Ben.
Thank you.
The African things also, those cruises sound really interesting. Have you been doing those for several years or just new?
No, we started Africa in 2013, and yes, it is extremely popular. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, to do the Zambezi and end in Chobe, and then be able to do Victoria Falls after that, and then Kruger or East Africa after that would be a tremendous experience, no question about it.
Okay. Do you have brochures?
I online. I think Dean can.
Okay.
Dean, you
I
might
think
have some in your office, and if not, I do have some preview brochures for 2021 only. I could send you if you need them. Just
Yeah,
let me know.
what's happened, Kathy, really is everyone has stopped printing any materials
Oh,
because, of course, they
okay.
just don't know what's taking place. So
Yeah.
we do not have, but of course, all that is online,
Okay.
and we can very easily look at that in the office.
Sure.
I'm sure that brochures will start up again once sailing begins. Right now, that's generally scheduled. Right now, June is the current schedule for startup.
Okay.
But I hope we have some of those brochures sometime soon. Good question.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
You're
with
welcome.
that, I will thank you all very, very much for taking your time this evening. And Mary Margaret, thank you as well.
You're so welcome.
As many of you do know, at Allied Travel, we are in the office all day, every day, and we are meeting with people. I had 3 meetings today. So we are socially distancing in the office and wearing masks. We're very safe, but just know that we are there if you need us. And otherwise, we're doing phone meetings and Zoom meetings as well. So thank you very much. We greatly appreciate you taking your evening with us. And we look forward to seeing you very soon.
Yes,
Everyone
thank
have a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Woo, everybody.